Howdy folks, I'm Joe Duffy, CEO of OffshoreInsiders.com. On this report, we're going to talk about some of the myths of baseball handicapping. And as you know, I've been able to dominate the industry literally for decades by exploiting some of the most popular myths. When it comes to baseball handicapping, there is no bigger myth than the old good pitching beats good hitting. From Mike Lupica to his lapdog in the handicapping industry, Oscar Charles Dooley, you hear it time and time again. Good hitting beats good pitching. And by the way, between you and me, Oscar Dooley hasn't been squat since his right-hand man, Luther Wade, left him about a decade ago. But here is one of the main reasons why that is such a myth. When I've debated this with baseball fans and handicappers alike, probably the single biggest part of this equation missing is that pitching is such a crapshoot. If you're going to get good offense, it's going to be from good offensive players. Good pitching often comes from just riding the hot hand. I'm not going too far out on a limb here, but I will tell you this year, and in fact this is kind of an evergreen video, it's going to be true in 2011, 2012, 2013, somewhere along the line, one or two or three or more starting pitchers, guys who will be starting in the playoffs, will be players who could have been had for fish heads and rice, who weren't even in a starting rotation, weren't even good enough to be in the starting rotation all year. Last year we saw Vicente Padilla, Pedro Martinez. These were key pitchers in the National League playoffs. You could have had them for free at one point during the year. Now, I'm also going to make a similar prediction, and this is going to be true next year, the year after that. If you're watching this video in 2016, probably going to be true then. That offensive teams that make the playoffs, they're not going to have guys who are batting first, second, third, fourth, fifth, or sixth that could have been had for nothing during the year. And if it is, it's going to be some type of fluke. Like maybe, for example, an American League team will sign Barry Bonds as a designated hitter, as a free agent. That's unlikely. But more times than not in the postseason, you're going to see teams that are going to have key pitchers. When Colorado went to the World Series a couple years ago, they had two rookies that entering the postseason had something like 5 combined career wins. You're not going to see that from number 3 and 4 hitters where they had, a 50 combined career at bats. Now, let's take, for example, I've been handicapping for more than a quarter century. Using any criterion out there, the 4 best pitchers during my handicapping career, both here at OffshoreInsiders.com and when you knew me as JD of the ACC, would be Randy Johnson, Roger Clemens, Greg Maddux, Pedro Martinez. Without question, the 4 best starting pitchers of the last quarter century. So combine those pitchers, well, good pitching beats good hitting, right, in the playoffs? So they probably have a combined winning percentage of 90%. All right, maybe that's a little high. 80%, 70%, 60%, lower. Their combined postseason record, those 4 first ballot Hall of Famers, all right, maybe Clemens because of the controversy, he may not be a first ballot Hall of Famer, but these are the 4 best pitchers during my handicapping career. They are combined 36 and 35 in the postseason. And the 2 pitchers with winning records, Roger Clemens and Pedro Martinez, the guys who had the best offenses behind them. The Yankees and the Boston Red Sox, quite a few wins during that span. And when Randy Johnson got that World Series ring, it was because they got clutch hitting against Mariano Rivera. Good pitching beats good hitting. Randy Johnson wouldn't have a World Series ring if it weren't for his teammates getting the winning hit off of Mariano Rivera. I will take good hitting. Good hitting is a constant. Take my team, the Phillies. They are 2 wins away from consecutive World Series. They won the World Series 2 years ago. They won 2 games in the World Series last year. Their constants were Howard, Utley, well, everybody, all the way down to Victorino. Their constants 1 through 6 in the order. But pitchers, 2 years ago, they won the World Series. Jamie Moyer was their winningest pitcher. Their winningest pitcher was Jamie Moyer. Well, guys, it's for reasons like that that we are facts-driven, not agenda-driven, not cliche-driven, that OffshoreInsiders.com is the winningest place for handicappers ever. We've got Matt Rivers. He was the all-time winningest handicapper on a large network of sites before he came over to the show. We've got the Master Lock Line, which traces its roots back to the Super Lock Line on the Score Phone days. We've got me. You knew me as JD of the ACC. Those of you who have been gambling for years, I am now on godstips.com. We got Stevie Vincent. You remember him from the Free Scoreboards tailgate party. We got free information, tons of free picks. We've got free databases, so whether you bet on your own or whether you want to bet with the professional gamblers, offshore, insiders.com is the place to go.